Hey everyone, that one Venusaur back with the next level in my Warpless any percent speedrun tutorial. Next up is the first fort of the entire speedrun and the only fort in World 1. This one gets very complicated, so sit back, relax, and watch this one. Definitely give yourself a lot of time to practice it. It's a very challenging level, especially if you're going to go for the most optimal strat. This first one that I'm going to show you is not the most optimal strat, but it is the one that is most consistent, but again, very difficult. So as you enter the fort, you're going to, as always, try and get your P speed by running forward and holding the run button. The visual marker that I use for my jump here is I try to go in between the third to second last block on the bottom and then do my jump. That's just kind of what I use as my visual marker. You want to make sure that you're not really bumping into anything, because that'll slow you down, that'll kill your P speed. So you do kind of a small to small medium jump onto this next platform. Again, the goal here is to give yourself the longest runway possible. If you do this correctly, you should have about 4 markers of your P speed meter, as you jump onto this platform. It'll give you a chance to get 1 more marker on your P speed meter, so that by the time you do another small jump, and you kind of want to do the small jump not exactly off the edge, but close to the edge. But when you do your next small jump and move to the next platform, that should give you your P speed. At which point you can kind of just do a small to medium jump onto the platform just above the lava. And then here, I kind of use my marker as the second to last block on the platform. And then I do a duck jump. Again, if you forgot what a duck jump is, it's where you press down and jump basically back to back almost simultaneously. This means that Mario will duck in the air as he's jumping and remain ducked, or remain ducking. What this does is it allows Mario to kind of go through the very narrow opening of the little steps in the next segment without bumping his head into the wall. Because bumping his head is going to lead to you losing your P speed. Now here is sort of the non-optimal strat, but it does highlight a really interesting mechanic. Now here what I do is I do 2 quick jumps, because doing so keeps that P meter going. It keeps the P speed meter going, such that you don't have to reset your P speed by running all the way. So if you do those 2 small jumps, it keeps your P speed meter going, and it allows that little flashing disco ball that you see right there to do sort of like a half circle around its sort of, I don't know, I guess orbit point. So it does like a half circle. This way it's not going to be in your way when you're running past it, because that will obviously hurt Mario. He'll become small Mario, and then you've got to reset. So by doing those 2 jumps, you keep your P speed, or you keep it close to your P speed, and you avoid the disco ball. So then you just keep running on straight through. Here, you want to do sort of a small jump, because too big of a jump means you're going to hit the next disco ball. So you want to do a small jump. And if you do your jump just right, and I kind of use my marker here as the second to last block, then you can just run straight across. You run straight across right under the disco ball and you won't get hit. Here, there's a few ways to go about doing your next jump. The way that you see me do it here is that I do a sort of half jump in the second block just past the red orb. So this is the red orb, and then here's the second block where I kind of do my half jump from, which then allows me to land on the next platform, where you perform another duck jump, but it's not a full jump, it's sort of a half jump. Again, if I'm speaking too fast, pause, rewind, slow down. But off this platform, you want to do another duck jump, not a full jump, because that will allow you to then land in between the question mark block and this stubborn little block that's sticking out. The reason you want to do that is because it allows you to maintain your P speed. If you notice here, I do a little bit of a back turn. You don't have to do a back turn if your jump is good enough. What I did here is my jump was too big. But again, through experience and a lot of repetition, I knew that the jump was too big the moment I pressed the jump button. And so I did a back turn so that on Mario's decline, he falls right in between the question block and then that little ground block that sticks out. And again, you want to do that so that you land right between. And as soon as you land, you want to jump again. So you activate the question mark block and then jump again. And your jumps need to be instant. The instant Mario touches the ground, you jump again, because this allows you to maintain your P speed. And the reason you want to do this is because when you jump back up, you're going to grab the leaf. And because you have maintained P speed, Mario is already in his flying motion. So the way Mario flies with this power-up is that you have to get your full P speed and then Mario can fly. It's flying momentarily. It doesn't last, the whole level. That's a different power-up where it lasts the whole level. This one is temporary, but it's just long enough for you to get up into the secret area at the top of this level. So you get it. Typically, you go a little bit to the left, and you want your screen to kind of line up where the end of this little platform right here is just at about the center of your screen. Maybe you can use the lava at the bottom as your center point. Either way, you want that to be the center before you start moving to the right. And the reason why is because you don't want Mario to bump into the top of the platform, which is not visible. So this one is kind of you have to feel it out. I can't really give you the best strategy here. You have to feel out the timing of it and practice it over and over again until you know how far to go left and then when to start moving to the right. If you do this correctly, you can keep your P speed for the first bit of the run, meaning Mario's back on solid ground. He's not flying, and you're running across the top of the level. Again, here you kind of want to pause the video. I'll pause it for you, or you can pause it later on. Basically, when there are 8 blocks or 8.5 blocks is when Mario reaches the end, and then you press the up button. It's kind of like the door you see on screen, and those are doors that you go through and you get to the next segment. But this one takes you to a secret area, and that secret area gets you one of the whistles that you use to warp to other worlds. Now, this is Warpless any percent, the category, so we're not going to use that whistle. The only reason we go to this segment is because it is faster to end the fort than it is to go through the standard door, because that takes you to a whole new segment, and then you gotta fight an enemy, and it just takes longer. So if you go to this secret area, it ends the level quickly, and then that's it for the fort. So we're gonna watch this level one more time through. This will be a chance for you to kind of pause it where you want or slow it down and give it a try. I do recommend having the video up on one part of your screen and then you trying it out on your own on a different part of the screen if you're using a computer to watch these. So to start, you're getting your P speed, small jump, small jump. That gives you your P speed. You do a duck jump, 2 jumps, small jump, medium jump, medium jump. That gives you your P speed to fly above the level, run across, go through the door, and end the level. Again, guys, these are not perfect strats. I'm no expert. If I left anything out, please put it in the comments. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.